Good day, everybody. It's Trent Klarenbach with the Klarenbach Grain Report. Today is Saturday, May the 9th, 2026. So recently we launched the Spread Trader segment in our Grain Report newsletter. Brent Futz and yesterday we were talking about different spreads, and he was sharing some information with me, and he asked me if I looked at the feeder cattle live cattle spread, and I hadn't. But interestingly enough, that day I had taken out a short position, or actually the day before I took out a short position on feeder cattle using the August contract. So this is what I pulled up here on the chart. This is a linear chart. Typically I use logarithmic, but this is a linear chart. And you can see this historic spread dating back to, it actually goes back to 1976, so you can see what that spread has been using the nearby month contract. So it's obviously that spread's widened through time, and right now I would say it's relatively extended. We certainly have been trading in this range here since last August. It's going on approaching a year now, and that's always interesting. And when the spread gets wide, it doesn't, in the past, say 12 years ago, it had quite a pullback. Now we're making, obviously, new highs in the spreads, which is interesting. But you ask yourself, can this keep getting wider? Or what's going to happen? Are feeder cattle going to drop? Live cattle rise? Or are we just going to see a narrowing of that spread over time here? I look at the RSI for some clues here, and also the MACD. The RSI on this monthly chart, it's a bearish sign for me. I'm thinking it's a bearish indication for me. And the MACD is starting to show signs of bearishness also. That's a monthly chart. The weekly chart, again, it's the same idea to me, and it just looks like an opportunity there. So yeah, it's interesting to me that this spread is starting to look bearish. I drew some trend lines on here because that's what we do. I'll switch back to the logarithmic chart because that's our preferred method. So I drew these trend lines here. Let's go to the monthly chart. I drew this trend line, and you can see that we broke below this trend line that goes back to February of 23. It's something to be aware of, something to be cautious of. It wasn't something I was looking at, but it suggests to me that we are going to see a narrowing of this feeder live cattle spread in the future. Let's take a look at feeder cattle. This is the nearby chart and the monthly chart. This trend line, actually, I won't show you all the details on it, but it goes back decades. So this trend line goes back to 1985, so you can see how we're testing the upper end of that trend line on the monthly chart. The weekly chart, let's get rid of some of these things here. Again, we haven't broke this trend line on this feeder cattle chart yet, but it just feels to me that it wants to go lower. This RSI and the MACD on the weekly chart, I consider them to be bearish. We got our entry around 367.75, somewhere in there. I didn't have the testicular fortitude to enter in a short at 373, where I was tempted to, but got banged up here recently, so I'm extra cautious. But yeah, you can see this trend line on this weekly chart. It's actually testing it. Again, these two other indicators look bearish to me. There is a lot of supply here at 361. A lot of supply at 361. It's probably going to take a bit of effort to break lower, but I anticipate if we get below 361, then my next area of interest where I'll be looking to take some or all profits, partial or full profits, at 356, 357 in there, and then just reassess. Often this trend line gets retested once it gets broken. Maybe that's what'll happen. Who knows? Found support here before. Maybe it'll continue in the future. But right now, that's what we did. We went short feeder cattle futures on the August contract, and we'll see how this plays out. And that gap, that spread, and that spread between feeder and live cattle looks to me like it wants to narrow up in the future. My name is Trent Klarenbach. It's sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.